see how it works. I'm talking into a live mic. See if we get the signal. I don't know if we're getting any signal or not, but that's why we're testing. So I'll just keep talking. See what we get. See if we get anything that's useful. This is the new mixer that we've got, and we're hoping it works. So I'm going to look at the stream, see what we've got going on. Looks like we're live. We'll see if I got any sound through my wireless mic. Yapping. I'm not really exactly sure what I'm doing, but it's how you get yourself into trouble. Once you start messing with see, I'm changing some settings on changing the main output. Probably doesn't matter what the right is because there's nothing that's plugged into the right side, but it might matter what's on the left. So we'll check that out, see. We'll see if that makes any difference. I'm just going to talk, and then we'll see if the difference in the, we'll see if there's a difference in the sound as I move this main up and down. I'll just keep talking and going down right now, and going down, going down, going down. Now going back up. I think that going back up, we'll see if we have any difference, if it gets any louder as we go up. Speaking to this microphone right now so I can give my sermon to church and not have to give it tomorrow. I'll just forego it. So I can just give it now. It'll be a very receptive congregation. Very receptive as there's no one here. So you can tell me if you can hear me on the broadcast or not. Still too quiet? I don't know. I guess that's what we'll have to decide. Maybe if I'm talking to the microphone really closely, it'll get louder. I don't know. So, pretty day. Looks like sunshine. Probably a good Saturday before the second Sunday of Advent. Christmas will be here before you know it. Probably 2026 as well. Thank Chad Boyd for putting up our Moravian star. Looks really nice over there. He does such a great job of coming in and quickly putting that up, and we appreciate him along with everyone who does all sorts of work around the church, people who do the videography. I know that that's a lot of work and a lot of stress, requires a lot of artistic license and creativity of things. I'm just blabbing at this point, seeing if I can go back in the other room and see if you can hear what I'm saying. normally that it will be able to hear something. The question is whether I have a level set high enough to be reasonable, but I don't know that I have it reasonable or not. Should be able to hear me well enough at this point because I have it close. If you can't, it might be too soft still. But I'm trying to figure out, you may have to turn up your volume. I don't know if that's any different than anything else, but you hear me, you say. I got the text message. But the question is it, can you hear me at an acceptable level or not? Since I never watch the stream myself, I don't really know what it's like. I usually am on the stream. I don't really listen to the stream. And so I count on other people to tell me if it is loud enough or not. People who tend to watch the stream, you think you sound, I think you think it's loud enough. Well, that would be a plus. So maybe you don't hear any funky video games playing or anything like that, I guess is what. You don't hear any weird noises or sounds like somebody playing BattleBots or yeah, well, that's what we hope. We hope that it sounds okay. Maybe we don't have to pay $5,000. Okay, well that's good. Well, thank you. Thank you for checking on it. I will step out and you can see that I'm actually here, and I'll talk to the lectern. I'm standing here at turn my microphone off at my wireless mic off. I'm standing by the choir mic now. It's right here on this pedestal. Shouldn't probably be as loud, maybe because of a lot of voices and things when the choir sings. Be overwhelmed if it's too loud, but I'm standing near there, so you should be able to hear something a little bit. And I'm going to walk over here and talk. Come over here to the lectern, and you can see it's anything better over here. Obviously, it's on. And so I'm standing here now, and you should be able to see me standing here. And I'm looking out over this church. It's very peaceful. This is a very nice, peaceful church at this point in time. So I'm thankful for that this morning. As I stand here at the lectern, I hope that it's loud enough still that you can hear me now, even on the lectern mic. So if it's good enough at this point where basically you can hear and you can see, then maybe this problem has been solved, and if that's the case, it will be for less than $100. I don't think we can complain about that at all. So I hope that's the case. Happy Advent to everyone. Have a nice day. I've turned my wireless microphone back on. I'm not on camera at this point in time because I'm in the room, the streaming room, and I'm talking now from in here. I'm trying to adjust one of the level settings to see if it gets any better or not, hoping that maybe, possibly, somehow, some way, that it might get to be better. I'm not sure. So, but if I keep talking, then maybe there'll be some kind of a sign that that's the case or not. But, I'm not a sound engineer, and I see anything better now. I'm still going to go up a little bit on these levels and see if it does anything else. Maybe, who knows? I am starting to see some LEDs flash, so that might be a good sign. Who knows? Didn't really have that before, so who knows? Let's see. I'm turning it up a little bit more. Levels on the mixer going up a little bit. Oh, good. I see how that's better. Maybe we'll crank it up a little bit more. See if that's any better right there. Maybe I should be a sound engineer. I could go to a mega church, and they have those really, really cool kind of consoles that they've got. Who knows how much that kind of equipment costs? It's probably a fortune, but wow, what a production! What a production that they have! It can be amazing. Joe, I'm turning there is a level switch on the new mixer that is basically the setting that takes the audio in from the big board that's in the cabinet, and it takes it and mixes what's all the other sources from the cabinet and sends it out to the various things that actually control the stream. So that's what I'm turning. I adjusted that to be higher because it was pretty much off or at 0, and now it's closer to 9 on the level. So I don't know what your feelings about that is, but we're hoping that there's an improvement there somehow. I want to see if I can look at the stream. I might be able to look at it too. I'm going to turn my mic off though when I do that. Now I'm back here at the lectern. I don't have my wireless mic on. I'm talking into the lectern mic. And so you should be able to get some idea whether or not it actually is better. Hopefully that change in the level on the small mixer that we set is what the problem was, if that signal was just too quiet. And we're going to see when I go back to the streaming room here, if I can go back before I finish talking, then I'll see if it's any better. Maybe you will too. Okay, I have my wireless mic back on, and you should be able to hear me talk. I'm not on the camera at this point in time, but you should be able to hear me speaking now. I'm going to go back out and I see that you're saying, let's study this real quick. To give you some idea, it's very similar to the old mixer. Oh, good. Well, okay. I see you said the wireless sounds great. It's really pumped up on that. And there's another issue that did you say that the lectern is still quiet, Joe? From the last time that I spoke on that? Because the lectern on the main mixer, it has an LED which says 0 level. That doesn't sound like that's right. I think it's turned on. I think the power's on because I can hear it in the church. But that may be a different problem. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a different problem or not. Lectern is fair, I see, you said. So maybe not going exactly right. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't recall seeing that LED on the gain on level 2 near the top. Yeah, let's see the gain. Oh, okay, yeah, I see. I see what you're saying. You're saying the red switch is down a little bit. That would be for the congregation mic, I think. That's what the congregation mic is. I'm going to walk back out and see if I'm going to turn my mic off though, so my wireless off. And you can tell me if there's anything that you see with the altar, behind the altar. I'm going to go there and see if it's any better. I turned it up a little bit more, and that may make a difference. All right, so I'm standing here behind the altar at this point. I have the level for the altar and the level for the mic that is out there. It's supposed to pick up some congregational noise out there. That was a level 2 on that mixer, but it was down, and I did bump that up anyway. But hopefully basically, I think I can kind of hear myself talking on the microphone, unless it's just a reverberation or something. But I'll step back in a more reasonable place and see if that's any better. I'm not real sure. But I'm standing back here right now, and I'm going to go back in here to see if there's any difference. So I'm in the wireless mic right now, and let's see what AI tells us. Maybe it'll be something that will help. Oh wow, goodness gracious, that's quite a text. Unplug whatever cable is currently in the send jack. Plug your feed into the switcher. Let's see, for old. Ooh, goodness. Okay, let's see. Turn the DSP knob to 0. Oh, okay. Or to bypass effects. Yeah, well, it's on 6 or something right now, so let's see. We'll do that right off the bat because. All right, so I think it's on. I think it's on 0 at this point in time right now. Bonus hair choir. Let's see. Some units default with heavy reverb. I don't think we want heavy reverb. Okay. I don't know. We'll have to see if we have the right kind of cables for some of that, because we aren't using the balanced out, which I've got the cables. We could give it a try, because there are some cables that go from the old unbalanced, kind of the headphone jack, until the XLRs. If we had a couple of those, that might, if I can find some cables to do that. Those are not too out of the ordinary, but the question is do we actually have those? I'm not sure. So let me look. I'm going to look. I'm going to turn my microphone off while I'm looking. so I have changed. I found XLR cables. Had to steal one. Should I admit that I stole one? I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I'm on my wireless mic right now. I have actually the levels turned way down, and so we're seeing how this works. I'm trying to back off on the levels for the individual things because it may be louder now, but we'll see. I'm bumping up now the microphone that is actually, here we are. Okay, so now I'm on the wireless mic. I'm in the streaming room. We have XLR outputs off of the small mixer that is going into the unit that streams. And I'm going to walk out into the church itself and see if I'll turn my wireless mic off, and you can tell me if you hear hear better from where the choir and everything is. I have that all set to be about the same, so it hopefully should be a little bit better from what it was. But let me see. I'm going to turn my wireless mic. Yeah, hang on a second. I'll take a picture again. I'll send it to you. Stand here at the lectern, I'm talking. I can hear myself in the church okay. I think all that's not too bad. It's probably loud enough that you can hear where you need to hear. And I think I turned the levels down and on the small mixer so maybe you don't get as much buzz or noise, background noise, because that might be kind of distracting. But I'm standing here, so this is kind of a normal place to stand where the lectern mic is, and you can get an idea whether or not it actually is loud enough for you to hear on the stream or not. any better? I mean, I think the stream's still going, and the levels on the small mixer are going up and down, flashing, going all the way up. It should be, that part should be good. I think the part that is coming in from the rest of the sound system it only comes in on the left channel. That is that 3-4. Okay, so that makes sense. The wireless sounds great because that's what I'm on. Okay, so the thing is, the wireless is coming off of the main mixer. So the real question is, how does the lectern mic sound? If the lectern mic isn't loud enough, then that could obviously be a problem, because that gets used a lot. I don't know. Let me show you the picture of the main board. That it may be something to search, because I'm not really exactly sure why. But that is the lectern on the lectern mic on the big mixer in the cabinet. I don't know why. I'm standing near the choir mic now, so I'm giving you another little idea of what it's like. I might have to bump it up some more if that's still not loud enough. And if I stand over here, I'm over here near the lectern mic. I can hear myself fine in the church. Obviously, everything in the church I think is fine. I can hear it coming through the speakers. So the real question is whether it's getting the signal it needs to go through the mixers to the stream, which both of those are XLR cables, so it should be going either way. I don't know if it's going on the right or not, if there's any signal that's actually on the right or not, because it comes from the main system just on the left side. But they're both plugged in, so I would imagine they should work. Could be. I could turn that microphone off. You turn it off. Okay, so I'm standing by the altar again, and I turned the lectern mic off, so you should get a valid representation of what it's actually picking up, and you should be able to tell whether or not it's working or not, or if it's just turned down too low. It still probably could be turned up some more, but it may just be some of the settings. Not really as worried quite so much about it right now, but obviously people standing at the lectern, they may be able to pick up some things that are on the other mics if it's loud enough for people singing and all that. But I'm standing here behind the altar right now. Okay. Is it quieter than when I have the lectern mic turned on? the same thing, texting the same thing right now. I'm talking right now, electric mic is off. Oh. Probably just the setting. I might have to see if some of the other settings are. Other setting. It's hard to see what. I think that the mixer itself would tell the tale, because yeah, I see. Let's see, that's the main out. I'm looking to see, oh, that says to the video stream there. Yeah, that says to the video stream there. I think that says sub out though. No, it says main out. Oh, that's the sub out. Yeah, okay. So that must go there. And where is the main out? Where would fellowship? Okay. Yeah, main mix, main speaker feed. I think all that's there. Parlor. Is that's not 3. There's a main out. That says video stream, to video stream. I just don't know on the main mixer. Yeah. Well, that's a good question. I could bump up the master a good bit, but I'm not sure. Not sure what these would be, but we're going to bump them up anyway. See if that makes any difference. Wish I knew what that 0 level light was. That's kind of confounding. I don't really know. I don't see it's not muted. Nothing that's really different than some of the other settings. Yeah, nothing really different from some of the other settings, but let's see. Wish I knew what that was. I could swap it. Do you think, Joe, that the lectern mic, the way it's set, is okay? I could try to swap it on the main mixer to the, that's the one I'm mostly concerned about. Because that LED, I don't really know what that is, but if it's okay, I guess I could just leave it. It wouldn't be a big deal. Okay. So basically at this point, really, we think maybe as far as the stream is concerned, it's just the choir mic and the congregation mic that really we need to figure out to see if there's something wrong with that. I don't know. Let me see here if it does actually move. Yeah, we're actually getting levels on the box under the table itself, so it's getting a signal on mine for sure. I think what we'll do is when we have somebody here to look at the levels and things on, I need another person here, really, I think, to look at some of the stuff to see if we're getting the signal when we're at the mics, because I can't look at some of the settings while I'm talking. So either that, or I could get somebody to, I don't know if there's anybody here right now, but yeah, I think I need to just have somebody else here. I can see that some of the settings are good because I can see that there's a signal that's coming. But I think we're close. Maybe at least we know that it basically works. So anyway, thanks for your help, and we'll hopefully get it worked out. Maybe at least people can be able to hear something Sunday if they need to.